Okay, isn't it wonderful? We start the webinar and you can see the number of people coming into the room, clicking up and up and up. It's my great pleasure to welcome you to this session on the day 5 of the 14th International Congress of Coaching Psychology 2024. The focus of this conference is advances in coaching psychology theory, practice, and research from around the world. Sheila is going to be helping me, so I have a very amazing team around me today. We're also celebrating International Coaching Psychology Day. This is the second International Coaching Psychology Day. So feel free to use the hashtags ICPD 2024 and hashtag coaching psychology if you're using social media to talk about coaching psychology and really raise the awareness of our practice through your social networks. We have a number of Congress sponsors and supporters, including our amazing panel who are going to be running this symposium for us today, SCP Italy. So you can see them all there, including the British Psychological Society, various different partner organisations around the world who come together and support this as a congress and a space for us to learn from each other. We have some corporate sponsors that I'd like to thank: Coaching at Work, Centre for Stress Management, Centre for Coaching, the National Academy of Coaching Psychology, National Wellbeing Service, and the International Academy for Professional Development, and finally, the Centre for Health Coaching. So thank you for supporting the Congress today. And as you will see, our networking room opened this morning, UK time, 8:40 British Summer Time. And we have been presenting and enjoying content from a variety of different speakers since early this morning. We're due to finish the Congress with a plenary, which starts at 5:45 British Summer Time and will finish at 6:15. You may have already seen the amazing team that we have who helped to do the administration for the conference. So Tracy Hodgson is not the most flattering of photos, but bless her. So she is kind of your first port of call if you need anything. She'll be in the at the help desk in the Zoom networking room if you need anything. And you may also see Claire Parkinson, who's helping us out today as well. So that's our administration team. Now, in the unlikely event that any content that you experience today you find distressing, we have a Congress Wellbeing representative. It's a coaching and counselling psychologist, Kasia Sosmanska, who's part of the ISCP team. If you have in any way experienced distress or would like to speak to Kasia, then you will be able to contact her via the Zoom help desk in the networking room. So you'd be offered the opportunity to speak to Kasia in a separate breakout room. Unfortunately, we can't offer this due to insurance and other licensing limitations to any colleagues in North America. Okay, and it is my pleasure at this point to hand over to the team from SCP Italy, who are going to be running this symposium for us today. Thank you so much for being here, and we're really excited and looking forward to this session.
Thank you so much, Rachel, and welcome to the ISCP Italy Research Hub Symposium 2024 from Rome, but also from Milan, also from Ancona, and also from Porto. Okay, so I'm Silvana Dini. I'm fellow and honorary vice president of ISCP and co-founder and steering committee member of SCP Italy and coordinator of the Research Hub. So since 2021, SCP Italy, that means Society for Coaching Psychology Italy, has been honored to host the ISCP Research Hub in our country. This journey was born as a gift that the independent professional body of coaching psychology, gave its community upon its 10th birthday. You can imagine a growing community of coaches, of psychologists, of a few number that growing of practitioner trained in coaching psychology that start to call themselves coaching psychologists. So it's a very growing situation step by step. But after 3 years, we become more aware and more conscious that as a community of our ambition and our intention to develop research in coaching psychology and share studies in an international context of coaching psychologists like this. Okay. In spite the fact that the most part of us are practitioners, not academic, not researchers. So it is a very challenging journey for us. So I am happy to introduce this symposium, saying that in this symposium we will share the research updates in our 3 active research stream. That means generative AI, coach self-efficacy, and ecopsychology. So let's start with the first one, research stream, that means generative AI. And let me introduce Maria Rita Fiasco with very gratitude, and it's a pleasure for me to introduce Maria Rita. She's an entrepreneur, she's a coach, she's a founder of Gruppo Pragma, based in Trieste, and with over than 20 years of experience in as an entrepreneur, in digital entrepreneur. She specializes in digital learning and knowledge management. So it's a very pleasure to say over to you, Maria Rita.
Thank you, Silvana. Thank you, everyone. It's a pleasure. I'm very proud to be here with you. And I'm really excited to be part of the research team about AI. So my task here is to update you about our findings, the state of the art of our research. So I hope you can hear me well, because at the moment I am hosted at the lobby of a hotel where the ICF Italy conference is running. So I hope it works. So let me share the screen and let's dive into our research stream. So this is the research stream concerning AI coaching. And you might remember that last year we already jumped to the chat bot at the service of the reflective practice in the coaching relationship. So last year we launched the experimentation, and this year we can share our observations, our reflections, and the results, and some data that I think they are interesting. Let me thank all my colleagues, because working with this research team for me is not only a pleasure, I'm really happy, and it's really nourishing my knowledge and the human relationship. And I think this is the basis of any good thing we can create. I'm sorry that Roberto Gilli, who is a researcher and an AI expert, who is really has really played a big role in boosting our experience and our research, could not join us today. So we are here, Silvana is here, Angela is also here, and Roberto is here with his heart and his products, I would say, because what we are going to show is related to a big contribution we have had the opportunity to get from him, as he's really an AI expert, but a practitioner, someone who is putting his hands on the things, and this is very important. So I will not bore you with things related to the AI, because this is a period where anyone will talk about AI. AI is a buzzword. AI is in our world. AI is an immersive reality we are stepping in. What I would like just to highlight is that in this rapidly growing process, we as coach, we are aware that we are being influenced by artificial intelligence, but also at the same time, we have to be more and more aware that we can influence the artificial intelligence. And also, I would like to highlight the insight that the benefits of AI depend on how it is designed and used, and especially on who benefits from it. We have had a few days ago the Nobel Prize for Physics, and this Nobel Prize, can you hear me? Because it's a noise, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't thought that it would. I hope you can hear me. I shout. Okay. A few days ago, we have had the Nobel Prize for Physics that has been awarded to two researchers in the field of AI and machine learning. One of these researchers, Hinton, who is a 78-year-old researcher who has played a big role in Google AI department, has said in an interview exactly this concept, and who relates the technology deeply to the human aspect. And this is the real challenge. And I think this is a good challenge for coaching psychologists and for psychology as a whole. So the benefits of AI depend on how it is designed and used, and especially on who benefits from it. So this has been an inspiration for our work. Our work is based on an interdisciplinary approach, and I'm happy to share that we have the coaching psychology textbook, but we also have the digital and AI coaches handbook that have been just released, but also the books and the papers by one sociologist who is Evgeny Morozov, who is deeply involved in critics on technology, in Fei-Fei Li, who is a physician at Stanford. He's a scientist and he's a tech optimist. So I think that from this interdisciplinary approach, we cannot give now a feedback on all the studies and the millions of articles that are being written on this subject. I think that when we can synthesize that when AI works in synergy with people, it creates a partnership that values both parties' capabilities, rather than a process of replacement, aiming for the total autonomy of machines. And I think that it is the real challenge, even if we read this challenge from the words of those who have invented these technologies, like the Nobel Prize Hinton. a few days ago. This is the real challenge. In our context, so we choose a positioning for our research to place our research connecting generative AI, because AI word is a big word. So I will not bother you on the various aspects of AI, because generative AI is one aspect of AI, and we choose to position the research on the reflective practice. That is a special focus of coaching psychology. And me as a practitioner, because I have a socioeconomic background, I'm a coach, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm not a psychologist, but of course, approaching coaching, I have approached the psychological studies and aspects. And I think reflective practice is really a huge contribution to this time we are living, where AI is so embedded with the human. And so this is our positioning. And we had a question that has evolved during the time. And the question was and is, how can generative AI help activate the metacognitive processes in the coach to better understand the experience in the dimensions of coaching, coaching relationship, coach awareness, learning techniques, so that to improve the quality of the coach relationship. This was our aim. This is our aim. This is our position. So we have a path behind us, and now in the year 2024, we have the data from the first experimentation with the CP Bot 1, Coaching Psychologist Bot 1, for reflective practice by coaches, to improve the quality of the coach-coachee relationship. And we have focused on data collection and analysis from the experimentation that I am going to show you. Next year, we want to concentrate on reflective practice for coaches. To reinforce learning, it will be a different aspect of the reflective practice, but though I think very interesting for the coaching psychology's movement, I would say, and for coaching as a whole. So, okay, I already mentioned the objective. You see, this is the coaching psychologist bot on Telegram. And the objective of this product, of this software, is to use it to activate a metacognitive processing concerning the experience that has been concluded, and aiming to help the coaches to gain a deeper understanding of the various dimensions I have already mentioned. So, okay, can you see the screen? Yes, can you see the screen? Okay, so this is a software we have produced using the Gen AI tools, and we have a model which is GPT-4 by OpenAI. We have chosen an interface which is Telegram, a chatting interface. We have a conversational data that we saved on a Google Sheet. Nothing is too much complicated, because we are in a lab, and we have to concentrate on the results and not on producing extra technology now that we are in a small field of experimentation. Data analysis, we do not shame to disclose the fact that data analysis has been made by hand, but using some tools that are AI tools. Why by hand? Because in order to create a tool that completely automates the process, we had to invest more time, more money, and we do not have this money and also the time at the moment, but maybe in the future. So this is the architecture that demonstrates that we can really use technology that we have available to test, to learn, and also to go deeper into this reflection on how technology can be used by coaches with the right approach. because in the world, I think we have around 50 AI tools for coaching. So this is not the world innovation. We have tools, but we have chosen to use AI for a specific objective, according to the statement I made earlier in the beginning. Silvana, please advise me if I'm too long. Okay. So we have experimentation and data analysis. We have as a participant, psychologists in training, the level master in business coaching psychology that was launched in Italy for the first time, and it is the first and the sole master in business coaching psychology. We have selected participants, 30 coaches out of a total of 60 who had conducted at least 4 sessions of reflective practice, because we had to create a story. We needed to have a track record to read the data, and a time frame, which was not too long, I have to say, because March, July is more or less the duration of a standard coaching path. But it was given us this time, okay? What data we can analyze? This is already something that is interesting, because in other contexts, it would be very difficult to collect data, such as for each coach, number of sessions of coaches, total time, average duration of metacognition session, means how much time has the coach dedicated to self-reflection, to self-improvement. Total number of metacognition sessions. This is important because we will see in the data progression of this practice. Question and answer in the reflective conversations. Words in the metacognition sessions. Why? Because we use language. We are made of words. We are made of words, and the words, the precision of the words, the richness of the words is a tool for the coach, and is a demonstration of the improvement process. And for each reflective practice session, for each coachee, we have the data, time dedicated, reflective conversation, and words. So overall, and for each coachee. And what can we read as a content analysis? All this has been done by using AI tools. We can read the keywords, of course, reflect topics covered, which type of metacognitive process has been activated, coaching progress and development. This is interesting. The emerging themes and patterns during the coaching process, the challenges, the trends, the tools the coach has used, and how these tools have been used in the process, the challenge. So a number of inspiration data from the content analysis. And we could produce report cards for each coach. I do not know, Silvana, if we have time to show a report card. And in general, the report card includes this data. So if we have time left, we can show and comment. If you agree, I would go to the end of the presentation. So for each coach has his or her own report card. And AI has proved to be a tangible support. One of the interesting aspects of the working with the Gen AI is that in addition to enabling CP both, so we use the technology to have a tool, we have offered more effective stimulation compared to a form, to a standard form, so that for metacognition, so that we can collect all the conversation with the coaches. And also the tangible support is due to the fact that we can really analyze this conversation in the whole, in their entirety. And this would be difficult or even impossible without this tool. And data analysis provides us objective values for regarding the actual exchange of concepts and ideas between the AI and the code. So it's really interesting. And you see, also, I would like to comment briefly these two graphics, these two data visualization, you see a progression in the words, in the how the conversation, the reflective, self-reflective conversation becomes richer with the progress of the session, and also the time dedicated to the reflective sessions. So as the sessions progress, coaches provide more detailed descriptions and spend more time in the chat session, approximately doubling the values from session 1 to session 13. So this is also interesting. Means the more time you dedicate to self-reflection practice, the deeper you go, and the richer your language, your words become, and which is so important for the coach, for the coaching practice, for the coaching profession. So a summary reflection. GenAI helps us to refine language we use, to examine strategies, and to become more sophisticated in the coaching practice. For example, seeing, observing, and reflecting on the enrichment process of tools used, because we know the tools that we use during the various sessions, which is also very interesting, because it means how deep the sessions with the coaches go. And finally, our next step is to extend our research to the coachee world. Of course, it will be the same tool, but for different purpose. Because for the coachee, we want to release something that helps the coachee going forward by oneself, reinforce learning, and maintain a high awareness of one's journey, which means efficacy of the coaching process in the time. We know this is a challenge, we know, because we live in a difficult time, which is fragmented, and the routine takes us back to the first point of our. Finally, just as a conclusion, we coaches, we scientists, and we practitioners. I think that this is a good summary of Silvana Dini's introduction, and I love this a lot, because I really believe in the power of connection between science and practice. And finally, what is left? This is Roberto Giulli post on LinkedIn, and you can easily find him and read yourself. I would like just read aloud. AI fills the spaces, leaving no room for silence or the unspoken. Sometimes we forget that. So what is our primary tool as a coach? Is the silence between the words. And AI doesn't know silence. So as long as AI doesn't know silence, we have a great chance to affirm our value as human. And well, that's all. And thank you. I hope it was not too long.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Maria Rita. We are very proud of our positioning in this field. So we can go through the second research stream. And let me introduce another special person. The name is Diana Goyar Vieira. She is a PhD, she is a psychologist, she is a coach, she is an associate professor in, the name is very...
Polytechnic.
Okay. So she developed a scale of self-efficacy of the coach. And in Italy, we have since last year, 2023, the Italian version, Italian validation of this scale. So it's very important for us. Thank you. And so over to you, Diana.
Okay, so thank you, Silvana, for the introduction. I want to tell you that I'm very happy to be here with you, with Liana, Silvana, Maria Rita, and of course also the participants that are here. I hope you have enjoyed Maria Rita presentation as much as I did. And indeed, Maria Rita, I completely agree with you, and that's why we work so well together, the Portuguese one working with the Italians, because as Maria Rita said, the science and the practice should be always together. And I always acknowledge that. And for me, it's my way of being in my professional life. So it makes all sense. Thank you, Margarita, for letting us remember that so important thing. Okay, so now I'm going to share my screen with you. Just one moment. Let me know if you can see it. Yes, okay. Okay, so as Silvana was telling us, we have last year we validated the self-efficacy coaching skills scale in Italy. And now that we have that scale developed and validated, we already started using it in practice, okay? So today I will show the testing of the self-efficacy coaching model in Italy, and especially does training enhance coaches' self-efficacy? So this is the question that we wanted to answer. So this is my agenda, theoretical background, and then the study participants, results, and conclusions. So let's start from the beginning. What is self-efficacy? So it's a concept by Albert Bandura, and it belongs to the social cognitive theory. And it can be maybe defined as the confidence you feel in your capacity to successfully perform certain action or to cope with a challenging situation. And this theory is organized by sources of self-efficacy. So what in our environment and in our heads make us feel more confident in our skills? And these are the four main sources. But also, this theory organizes the consequences of having a high or low self-efficacy. There are some specific characteristics, self-efficacy characteristics, that I like very much, and this is why I have more than 2 decades researching self-efficacy in several domains. So self-efficacy is specific of each domain of human functioning. So we cannot say a person has self-efficacy itself alone, no, because we feel confident. There are some skills that we feel more confident than others. So self-efficacy is specific to each area. And it is a judgment of our personal capability. And it can change over time. And this is the most important characteristic of self-efficacy. So although it is a psychological variable or psychological characteristic, it is not a stable trait. So we can work on it. And of course, as coaches, we can intentionally enhance not only our self-efficacy, but also the self-efficacy in others. Now, focusing on coaching self-efficacy. What is it? It is the perceived capability one has in his or her ability to establish trusting relationships and communicate effectively with others in order to facilitate their personal and or professional potential. So this is what we do as coaches. We facilitate others' development. And now, just a few words about the self-efficacy coaching model. So this model is focused in the self-efficacy of the coach. So the more confident we feel in our ability to be a good coach, the better is for us and for our clients. And how can we enhance the coach's self-efficacy? We can do it by training, by having supervision. We also do it when we think about our past performance. And our emotional intelligence also may influence the coach self-efficacy. And of course, the coach self-efficacy will influence, can predict coach performance. So the more confidence you feel, the better you perform, okay? And then we have the coaches. So the coach performance will predict what will happen in the coaches. So the benefits of the coaches during the process and in the end will depend on the coach performance during the sections. And of course, the coaches, when they evaluate their coach, they have in mind the performance of the coach during the sections. So this is the self-efficacy coaching model that I had the pleasure to develop together with Stephen Palmer. And of course, this is a dynamic model, okay? So this is always happening and it doesn't stop, okay? So that's why we have the number 4 arrow, okay? So this is always linked. Today, we are going to focus on what is in green. So we are going to focus in this study that was done to see if training have a predictive power related to the coach self-efficacy. With that in mind, the context of this study, of course, is the Italian Research Hub with Silvana and my colleagues that are here. And the research question was, does coaching training enhance coach self-efficacy? How did we do the data collection? It was an online survey. Confidentiality was guaranteed. And of course, participation was voluntary. And who participated? Oh, no. Before I have this, just a sample of the items in the original version in English, and then the Italian version from the validation study that we did last year. So we had 23 coaches in training participating in the study, and 78% were female. All of these participants completed the questionnaire before the training program and after the training program. This training program was a 7-month coaching psychology run by Silvana and the other professors and colleagues. So time one, this is the mean. So the group has this mean of confidence. And in the end, they had this one, okay? So we can see from here to here that it was an improvement. But this is not enough to say that the training really enhance coaching skills self-efficacy. Why? We need the statistic power to see if these changes were really significant. And we are happy to share with you that our results were statistically significant. So coaching skills self-efficacy increased from time 1 to time 2. Conclusions. These findings further support the self-efficacy coaching model. So we already had studied all these links in previous research. And this one, again, gives support to this hypothesis that training enhances the self-efficacy of the coach. The other thing is that training programs should be planned and structured to maximize the opportunities to work on self-efficacy sources. So, and this happens in the program that Silvana runs, and it's very important to check if all the coaching programs have modeling, practicing the coach's role, and receiving feedback. And all of these are self-efficacy sources applied to this domain. The other thing is that the coaching skills self-efficacy scale may be used to evaluate not only the quality of training, as we did here, but also the quality of supervision we give and or the coaches receive, and also mentoring. And in the end, I would like to tell you that coaches should have theoretical knowledge of self-efficacy, but also its relationships with goals and outcome expectations. So these three concepts, variables, characteristics are part of the social cognitive theory. And we, as coaches, we are always working on this. Some coaches are aware that they are working this, others are not. And the difference is when you are aware about what you are doing theoretically, you can be more intentional, and understand better the client and what the client needs, okay? Of course, we also need the other theories, and I'm not saying that this is the only one. It's only something that it's really useful. So just to end, the self-beliefs from social cognitive theory are self-efficacy. So every time we think or our client asks himself or herself, am I able to do it? He's asking self-efficacy. Then goals, what do I want to do or achieve? And you can see the first thing that we work in coaching sessions are goals. So, and self-efficacy influences the goals that people set for themselves. Mm. And also, of course, self-efficacy has a predictive power in the outcome expectations. So what are these? What will happen if I do this? when a person think about that, we are talking about outcome expectations. So you can see that self-efficacy alone is important, but also it influences other areas that we work during coaching sessions. So thank you so much for your attention, and I hope to see you all in the networking session.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Diana,
Most
for
welcome.
your generative. Oh, hello, Stephen, for generative results that are for us a challenge for a continuous improvement in our teaching agenda in the Master of in Business Coaching Psychology. And thank you also for the previous presentation of Maria Rita, and for this, thank you to all the contributors for in the research, because the 20 participants gave his contribution. So now let's go to the third huge field in ecopsychology, and I attended to the workshop in the previous day of this Congress, and I think that it is a very growing field for better comprehend, better isolate variables, better research, and to better understand the use that we can do of different setting in coaching, and the partnership with the nature. So let me introduce Liana Catani. Liana is this year a newcomer in our steering committee member, as steering committee member of SCP Italy. So a new promising member. And she is a PhD, she is a psychotherapist, she is also senior consultant in HR. And so over to you, Jana.
Thank you very much, Silvana. And I mean, as Silvana introduced, I opened this space speaking about ecopsychology stream. And we will update again, as Maria Rita has mentioned, the research in place since 2020. So, I mean, what this space is dedicated to a study that aims to compare the effect on behavioral, emotional, and cognitive aspect of walk and talk coaching with sit-talk coaching. In particular, I mean, we present the pilot study. I go to share with you the slide. Okay. So, do you confirm that you can see them? Perfect. Okay. So let me first introduce our research team, which is composed of 5 Italian professionals, coaches, passionate about research, because as already mentioned by all of you, we believe that research contributes in a significant way to professional practice. And we also believe that professional practice should be guided by experience-based insights. So
for this reason, even, I mean, thought it can be sometimes, I mean, challenging. We continue to invest in knowledge, okay, and in research. So we are professionals, not full-time researcher, and which is why we are honored to have Zelda Di Blasi on our team. And she provides, I mean, essential methodological support and is a key reference point for us. So thank you again, Zelda, to be, I mean, part of this research team. So our journey, just, I mean, anticipated a little bit before. I mean, our journey began in 2020. And today we have reached the stage of setting up this pilot study. We started exploring the benefit of outdoor coaching in a natural environment, in green space, in 2020, within our professional association, so within SCP Italy. These initial interests led to, I mean, our first publication in 2022, and I mean, sparked a desire to further investigate this area, this issue. So in 2022 and 3, we decided to design a research study that addresses some of the methodological weaknesses previously noted by researchers. An example, many existing studies lacked of a control group, or participants were not real coachee, but coach themselves, participating in a research or learning contest. Additionally, some studies used custom questionnaire with a simple Likert scale instead of standardized and validated instruments. So for this reason, in 2023, we focused I mean, on addressing these issues by forming our research team and conducting I mean, extensive literature review and identifying I mean, instruments that were statistically validated and standardized. In addition, in line with, as also Silvana introduced before, with the best research practice and recently emphasized also by Palmer and Shibon a few days ago, we paid close attention to health and safety issues. And so we created, designed and created an ethical standards protocol, which is, I mean, an integral part of the study, okay? Is something on top, but part of the study. So the pilot study has been launched during this year. The pilot study serves as an important test of our research protocol, instruments, communication approach, and this pilot study, along with its outcomes, will help us prepare for our full-scale study, the study 3, which we aim to begin organizing by the end of this year. I took, I mean, sometimes to, I mean, elaborate, to share these steps, but I believe that it formed the core of our work. And briefly, I outlined the goal of the study 3. Okay, so our aim in particular, we want to compare the emotional, cognitive, and behavioral effect in a walk and talk coaching path versus sit and talk one. The hypothesis at the base of this study is that the combination of physical activity and the human-nature relationship enhances the effects of a coaching program. So, in particular, today, we analyze the pilot study, and in the pilot study, the primary objectives are, first of all, to assess the clarity and the completeness of a research protocol. And the second objective is to evaluate the capacity to inform the coach in the right way in order to, follow the process, the defined process, and to test also the survey instruments used to measure the variable. Surveys instruments for coaches and for coach too. Here I present the research protocol. That means I present the methodology of this research. So there is a first step. A first step that we can call the onboarding of the coach, in which we recruit the coach and we, inform and train in a sense the coach to follow the working protocol, the research protocol. The coach provide to build up the research group. So because they inform and propose to their coachee to be part of this study. So in this second step, we ask to the coach to communicate, to inform the coachee, and to provide them all information useful to understand what will be, okay, in case they decide to be part of the study. And in this phase, the coach, produce or apply the ethical protocol and the safety. Prepare the activity in order to follow the coaching path in a proper way according to the ethical and safety rules we defined. There is the third part, the third phase, the execution one, when the coaching program starts and also the instruments are administrated, and also it gives us the opportunity to collect the data. We go through a little bit in detail about each stage. So what we have done during this pilot study, we have recruited 6 coaches. They are voluntary coach that have known about this research through our network, to SCP Italy network, and the coach have recruited the coachee involved in the study, as well as voluntary, with a voluntary agreement. The second step was to align the coachee about the protocol, about all the information about the study. And this is very important because it gives the opportunity to maintain the own method of work, but in the same time to practice the research in alignment with the protocol defined. And the coach was, well informed and trained about the protocol, about the tools used, when, how use the tools, and the safety guidelines, all the topics that are part of our methodology program. And they were responsible of obviously involving the coaches. And in this
sorry Liana, we are 1 minute late, so
okay.
If you
I go fast.
Oh, thank you so much.
I go fast. So they complete the coach informed coachee about what and who the study involved, the interest in the topic, and what kind of activity they had to manage. And also in this phase, they also completed the the ethical compliance. So first of all, an amnestic questionnaire. So an important information about the ability, to work in a safety, contest, okay, and to perform in the right way also a walking coaching. And they also signed the data authorization, obviously, because we use their personal authorization. After this preliminary activity, the coach and coachee started with the coaching path. And they start with the instrument administration. We have chosen, I remember, this is very important, I've chosen statistical and validated tools. And in particular for psychological well-being, we used the O5. For self-awareness, we used the confusion scales of ITAM's Italian mood scale. And to measure the vitality, we use the subjective vitality scale. All these questionnaires are validated in Italy and standardized, obviously, so have a good validation. All these tools are part of our data together with the tool that also the coach fulfill at the end of each session. So to summarize, we collect data from the coachee before and after each session, and we collect information from coach at the end of each question. All the questionnaire was administered online, and for coachee, the average of fulfillment is about 5-7 minutes per questionnaire, less for the questionnaire for coach. I go fast. I mentioned before, the statistical analysis was not our primary goal. However, I just briefly provide some information about what we collect thanks with this pilot study. So we have collected data for 30 coaching sections. While sorry, I have the picture. Okay, it's better. While working, by 18 coaching. Then the control sample, composed by 6 coaching sessions, sit and talk coaching by 6 coachees. What we have found from the analysis of variance, we have found, a good result in terms of increased, significant increased level of vitality and self-awareness in both the coach and the coachee involved in walk and talk coaching and sit and talk coaching. Obviously, I mean, this slide show one of the improvement that we have to do in the future, because it show that these 2 samples are unbalanced, and in particular the control sample is very small. So it is not, methodologically speaking, a very good picture concerning the data results that we can use. But anyway, we can, in particular for the experimental sample, we can have a good results. And also there is an improvement measure level for both coaching session in the post measurement. It means that probably the coaching has an impact in this measure for the people involved. There is not a difference in gender, age, or role. We have also provided a Pearson correlation that is positive. This is another good, good results. And at the end, just to give you the final results. So about the 2 aims we had, what we can say. First of all, that research protocol has tested a good usability from the coach side. So they have used the protocol in the right ways. We have to do minor amendments on communication issues, and about the instruments chosen. Also, we have seen that we have a good fulfillment rate, so a good usability. And also the correlation means show us a good reliability of the scale. At the end, but at meantime, if it is very, very important, since our commitment on methodology, we have produced an ethical and operative research protocol. Good news, from January 2025, SCP Italy will adopt this work protocol on the entire portfolio of research, of study. So what will be in the next step? First of all, we want to expand the experimental control group to improve the ability to assess the difference in impact between walk and talk coaching and sit and talk coaching on the variable that we want to measure. We want to implement the research ethic and operational protocol for entire research portfolio, as already mentioned. And at the end, we, research ethical committee, will start to work in SCP Italy starting from the 2020-25. So at the end, just a big thanks to our supporters, the coach as well, the Professor Barattini that support us in the data analysis. And thank you to everybody for the attention.
Thank you to you, Eliana. And we are eating not dogs, as Trump said, but time for our question and answer session.
Good.
So many thanks to those who are here. And also, I hope that Stephen Palmer will move with us in question and answer session. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
I've been pulled in different directions today, so but it was really great to see the developments that you're in. It's fantastic. Carry on the great work, and hopefully you'll want to come back again next year.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. That was a really fantastic session. Thank you so much. And hopefully people who have been enjoying that will be able to take the time to come to the networking room, and we can continue the discussion for about 15 minutes or so, because we don't want to take up too much time from our lovely speakers. But thank you so much again. And on behalf of everybody at the ISCP, thanks for coming and presenting your research.
Thank you, Rachel. So see you all in the network rooms.
Lovely.
Thank you so much. Thank you today.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
You.